Hey there, thanks for tuning in. My name is Mike, and welcome to Mike's RC Corner. Hey guys, welcome back. Mike here down in the RC Corner. Yes, this is where we're going to be shooting most of the videos from, unless we're outside unboxing. We got everything back and set up. It's almost ready to go for me to be wrenching, but all my RCs are here. We got an unboxing video today, guys. Thanks to Gearbest for sending this in. This is a 110 Buggy, the LRP Blast 2, also known as the S10bx. It's brushless. I'm really pumped to see this thing. Over here on the back, we got some good action shots. I really like it. We'll take a quick peek here, guys. It's 4-wheel drive. It's ready to run. 2.4 gigahertz radio, brushless. Of course, we got a servo in there to turn the wheels. All ready to go. This thing looks really cool. www.lrp.cc is the manufacturer from this buggy, and I'm super stoked. It's got a lot of features that we see across the 110 buggies that we've been doing on the channel lately, and this one's going to look good coming out of the box, so stay tuned for that, and we'll see what's all inside. Alright guys, we got everything out of the box, and I've laid it all out here on the table. Let's just go over what's all involved here. Just some small things, no tools, but here, these are pretty important. These are servo adapters to go on, and that's pretty helpful. You got some double-sided tape, so that's probably anticipation that the speed controller might pop off. I usually tend to use shoe glue. It's a rubbery compound that you can get a screwdriver in and pry it off fairly good, and it comes out clean, but it dries hard. It's kind of waterproofish, and it keeps things in place, and I really recommend that. And I'm sure there's other type of products out there other people use. I get a couple tie wraps here. I'm going to talk about the charger here, the B3 charger. Pretty standard charger that's been coming with a lot of RCs lately, especially the higher mid-grade ones, I would say. This one came with a North American style plug, and it's very typical. It charges 2 and 3 cell LiPos. It's got the cell count here. Actually, it will charge 1 cell too, it says. And it's an 800 milliamp hour output, so you can kind of do the math and figure out what it's going to take the battery, how long for it to charge. We got a real nice stock radio here. That's a foam wheel on it. It's pretty tight. I like the feel of it. No antenna, just a nubby here. It's got a charge port here, so if you put rechargeable batteries in, you could probably charge through there. Also, you could probably connect to the computer with that, and with the USB cable, and use this as a game controller. On the back here, we have steering and throttle trim. That is a throttle dual rate, I believe, and the steering dual rate, so you can sharpen or unsharpen the corners, I guess, and some reversals, switching, servo reverse switching and stuff like that. Power on here, a bind button, and a better tray here. It's updated, and it takes 4 AA's. A lot of these radios back in the day took 8, but that's a pretty good stock radio. I'm pretty pleased with that. Now this manual is thick. Check that out. There's a ton of pages in here, and this is what I would call a very professional radio, professional manual. As you can see, I had radio on my mind when I saw those there. I'll just fan through it here. You got all your parts. It's just a really good manual. Very well laid out, very clear print. It's in English, so pretty cool. I give a thumbs up on this, and I'm really hoping that the parts will be available, but it's also good that you can know that you can get a hold of the manufacturer's website, and you can probably find part sourcing through there. So that is pretty cool, and that leaves me to the buggy. I think it's a pretty good looking buggy overall. Looks real sharp. I'm going to put her down here so you guys can see it, show you a bit of the dampening. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to zoom in the camera so you guys can have a closer look. Alright, here we go. Let's run through this real quick and not make it too long, but let's cover all the main points. I really like the look of this thing. I like the look of the body. That's a real slick looking body if you ask me. The antenna is protected there. Let's pull the clips off here and pop this up. And one thing about that antenna tube, it's easy to lose because you got to take the body off in order to charge the battery, of course. But that's backed in white. It's very rigid. Usually though on buggies, the wing and the front shock tower takes the brunt of a tumble over. Being this is a Lexan wing, this may not hold up the longest, the greatest, but I do like it. I do like Lexan wings. And this is more of a racer buggy than a basher buggy. But I think the main purpose of it is bashing, but we'll cover that soon as we break it down. So LRP, these are stickers. That's part of the paint scheme. With all the writing on here, those are all stickers been put on. I think it looks really cool. We'll set that aside. And right away I'm impressed. I see a little bit of aluminum in here. There's aluminum posts in here. We have aluminum drive shaft down the middle. We got metal caps on plastic shocks. You can dial it down. Pretty cool that way. Let's see, we got, looks like pretty good splash proof receiver box. Wires are all nicely managed here, tie wrapped to the brushless motor. Brushless motor does not have any markings on it, so we'll have to get the specs. Everything will be in the notes, guys, so you can click the link. We got an ESC here. I'm thinking it's probably around a 45 or 60 amp ESC. The BEC is strapped on down. That's a standard 110 scale servo. The on-off switch is right here. We got Dean's connector, or some people call them T connectors. Pretty cool. Awesome servo saver here. There's a steering arm that goes over the steering servo saver is right over here. Yeah, man, it's just got sway bars. We got adjustable linkages going out to the arms, and that could be very handy. If you saw my other video about the ZD Racing, the B10 Thunder, I'm sure if we could find some of these parts here, we can swap them onto the other one, because those ones were not adjustable. But these are. You can adjust the toe and camber on the wheels, and that allows for some track tuning. Plastic A-arms, of course. We got metal suspension pin holders there. We have Phillips hardware screwing everything in. There is oil-filled shocks, and it feels pretty good. They feel pretty full, and the dampening is working well. Yeah, it's just a great looking buggy. Everything back here is all sealed off, so there's virtually no way to get any rocks or small stones stuck in here. Maybe possibly from the bottom. Nope. So that's a big plus right there also. It's no center diff. It's just the front and the back, and you know, no bumpers or anything, but that's fine. I consider this probably comparable to the Vandal, maybe even a little bit of a step up, the Quantum Vandal, that is. Last thing I'm going to talk about here in this unboxing, you can take the strap off here, and we'll take the harness off. We got a battery in here, and it's a 2400 milliamp hour battery, LiPo 2-cell. A lot of this looks very familiar to the ZD Racing B10E. One major difference here is it has the bumps here in the chassis, because the typical 4200 milliamp hour battery has those saddle bumps in them. Also, you can see it here ridged out. So you can put that battery upside down or right in. That's very typical of a racing style setup for 110 buggy on these type of buggies. So some people have asked me what they thought might be a better, if the ZD Racing is a racing buggy or could be made. And this one is right around that same price point. So if you're looking more for a racing buggy, this would be a good budget entry into the racing scene. Last thing I want to mention too is the battery has this harness that comes off, and you got your plus here and your negative here. You might want to put a red sticker there, a little dab of red paint to let you know, because if you're at the track or you're somewhere and someone's talking to you and you get a brain freeze and you cross these over and plug it in, you'll fry your electronics. Okay guys, that's just a simple thing. Oh, last one I want to talk about the tires. Just a general stock tire, got square pins. There's foam inside. They're just a good average tire. These will help you go out bash on the street, or they'll do okay on the track. If you're at a real track, talk to the people there and they'll tell you what tires will set you up, and you'll get improved traction. So we're going to wrap up the unboxing here. Thanks again to Gearbest for sending me this to review. I'm going to do a running video outside. The weather is doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to doing that. Again, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Leave comments. Please subscribe. Share if you like. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this buggy. I think it looks great. Again, everything's down in the notes below, the link. I appreciate you guys all tuning into this, and we'll see you again on the next one. Peace out. Take care.